It's a story about Marilyn Manson. You've heard about Marilyn Manson recently. It's been in the news. Certainly not for making a new album. But here it is. Rocker Marilyn Manson blames the breakdown of his marriage to Dita Von Teese on the burlesque dancer's insistence on trying to change him, leaving him with, quote, no soul. Manson, who is now dating 19-year-old Rachel Evan Wood, who he describes as nothing less than a muse, and Von Teese is, wait a minute. Oh, it's a singer and Von Teese. They split in December. I see what it says. All right, it's an awkward sentence. Badly written, but what are you going to do? Says here, Manson claims he had to end the marriage because it was destroying him. He tells Spin magazine, this is about Dita Von Teese, she said that she tolerated my lifestyle because she hoped I would change and threatened to leave if I didn't. He said, I was sleeping on the couch in my own home. I was no longer supposed to be a rock star. I was someone who had to be apologized for. I wasn't prepared to be alone. I came out of this naked, a featherless bird. I was completely destroyed. I had no soul left. Many times we heard stories like that on this program. By the way, that line about him no longer supposed to be a rock star, he was someone who had to be apologized for. I'm not a rock star, but I am a public figure and I am a radio personality, and I've been in that situation. I've been in relationships with women who were apologizing for me, apologizing for my radio show, apologizing for my personality. You know, if you have to apologize for me, it's time to go. Time to leave. Really, it is. To me, that says more about the woman than it says about the man. When the woman is, oh, don't mind him and his disgusting show, and him and his, the way he is. You know how he is. You know, misogynist and all that. It's just the way he is. If you're going to start talking about me that way, what does that say about you, that you don't just simply leave? Why do you tolerate it if it's that awful? Makes no sense. So Marilyn Manson, who sounds pretty outrageous when he's making a record, reality is this guy's a little pussy. And he was terrorized by his girl, who said that he was completely destroyed, that he had no soul left when it was all over. Now, I'm wondering if you have been in this position. By the way, I'm not going to lie to you. Of course I've been in this position. Yes, I have. I've been with women earlier on in my life who were so attractive, and I was so, in my mind, I was so lucky to be with them. I pretty much did whatever they said. I pretty much went wherever they wanted me to go. I pretty much changed anything about me that offended them. Then they lost all respect for me, and then they started stomping all over me. I mean stomping all over me. So, I learned a long time ago, I don't give a crap what these women think. If they don't like me, I tell them they should go. It's that simple. Get out. No compromises here. None. None, none, none. Marilyn Manson is not a young boy. He's been around a while. He should have known better than this. But I'm wondering if you're in a relationship like that, or if you've been in one recently, where you felt like your soul was destroyed, where you felt like your very inner being was just laid bare. Are you with somebody like that right now, who has just simply destroyed you? Destroyed your will to go on, destroyed your soul, destroyed your individuality? I know this show has lots of guys like that out there. Many of them are in their cars by themselves on the way home from work. Maybe this is the only place you can make that phone call from, is the car on the way home. I'm wondering, I want to talk to guys like that. You're in a relationship where somebody has destroyed your soul. Is that you? Tell me.
Tom Leykis. 1-800-5800-TOM. Tom Leykis. 1-800-5800-866.
Tell these people they're freaks, but you know what? That's one of the reasons I listen, because they're absolutely hysterical.
You want to hear all the freaks.
Exactly.
And nobody has more freaks listening than Tom Leykis.
The Tom Leykis Show.
The Tom Leykis Show at 1-800-5800-TOM. Are you with someone who has destroyed your soul? Daniel on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hello, Dad. How we doing?
Doing great, son.
Yeah, I just want to let all the guys know that once that stuff starts happening, once you suspect the earliest sign that she's ruining your confidence, man, get out. I mean, I wouldn't even be in there in the first place. Tom, I wish I would have listened to you when I was about 23, 22 years old. I started dating this girl. She was from another country, and we got involved for a little while. And then the immigration service said that, well, you know, she'll have to go back home. So at that point we were somewhat ready to get married, or at least I believed we were. And so, you know, I basically did her a favor and got married, and then we were married for maybe about 2.5 years. She starts coming home at 3 a.m. She's never home on her day off, all this good stuff. I catch her in little lies. And then I found out she was banging around for, you know, maybe 3 or 4 months. And she was probably...
I can't believe you didn't know that already. I mean, if you're married to somebody and they don't come home till 4 in the morning...
you know...
What more do you need to know?
She was giving me these horrible, pathetic, like, lies. And tell you the truth, man, I couldn't really... do anything based on an assumption, you know what I mean?
Well, you could just say, I'm not going to live with someone who comes home at 4 o'clock in the morning.
You're right. And at the time, sir, I was not even listening to you. And I wish I would have been. I just started listening to you, Tom, like maybe I think after everything happened, which was around in like, say, April of this year. And a couple of my friends turned me on to you, and it's like, you've been a lifesaver ever since. I mean, now I'm single, I'm loving it, I'm having a good time, but, you know, I'm just letting everybody know that don't get involved.
How did she react when you found out what was really going on?
Oh, she tries to blame it on me. She tries to say that it was my fault because I wasn't treating her right. It's like, dude... It's like, you know, I did her a favor and let her stay in the country. You know what I mean? It's like, what do you mean I'm not treating her right? It's like, I mean, I did everything I could for her, you know, and I always helped her out. I always helped out her parents, you know. I mean, you know, I did what I could. Like to think I'm a decent guy, you know.
What country was she from?
Thailand.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. But I don't know. They're a strange breed, man. Women, you know.
Well, because when you start caring about them, this is what happens.
That is exactly right.
The person with the other hand is the one who cares less.
That is exactly right.
The trick is you have to be the one who cares less next time.
What's that?
You have to be the one who cares less.
I don't think there's going to be a next time. Now I've just been living the single life, and I've just been with different women. And, you know, as soon as I'm done, I don't call them. I do what you do. I find my pants. I put on my pants. I leave, you know. I think that's the only way to do it at this point.
Well, I'm glad to hear that, Daniel. I thank you for the call. It's 1-800-5800-TOM. Are you with a woman who has destroyed your soul? Peter on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello, Peter.
Hi.
Hi.
I guess I got to tell a story, huh? I've been married. I had children before my second marriage, and when I got married, I thought, oh, well, hey, the first one I screwed up, bad on me. All right, well, I guess I'm in love this time. This is going to make it work. I ended up being the referee, the middleman between two warring parties, and it's like being a referee in a paintball game. Yeah, you're going to tell each one that, you know, you can't do this, you can do this, you're out of the game, whatever. But the referee in the paintball game gets lit up just as bad as every player there. And sometimes even worse because you got both sides.
Who are these people?
Well, they are my children and my ex-wife.
How did your ex-wife destroy your soul?
Well, no matter what, I know I love being a dad. Just like the gentleman before me, he says, you know, like, I don't think I can ever get with another woman. Women are only good for one thing, stuff like that. Every single evil, mean, cranky, pissed off feeling and emotion and words I can possibly come up with, expressed, and it's easily expressed and easily can come across through the fact of how I was treated and how I feel tortured, basically, about the whole concept. I mean, here I am. I think I fell in love with someone. I invite them to become part of my family, and so we can become a family as ourselves. And the whole entire time, I'm worrying of the fact that they don't even want to be a part. They will fight and moan and groan. The fact that if you're in a relationship that already has a relationship going on, there are rules, obviously. So you're going to have to deal with those rules there. Now, they can be adjusted, but you can't sit back and rearrange and change everything that's already working. It's like going to a bank and say, you know, I really don't like the way you do your banking. I want you to change the way you bank just for me. And it's very hard for me to look at another woman and say, you know, okay, maybe there's a possibility that I might be able to be a full-time, a true family, because I don't want to deal with them again. You know what I mean?
Well, if your soul is destroyed, why would you want anything to do with them?
Because I'm a guy.
What does that mean?
I like women, and it's like okay, when the guy before me said that he doesn't think he'll ever fall in love again. He doesn't really want to. He thinks it's over and done with. I care different to the fact that there's something built within our system that eventually, even if you play the field long enough, if you're going to find someone that you like, and just by finding the fact that you like this person, you're going to give up that control that you have.
Well, you have to get.
Like them.
Well, guess what, Peter? You have to unlearn that.
Man, that was beat into you by time. But when Adam and Eve came into fact, that was beat into. What do you think?
Well, but once, forget that. You know, once someone has destroyed your soul, it's time to rise from the ashes and become the a-hole that you can be.
Yeah, well, anybody can be an a-hole.
But guess what?
But
anybody can breathe in and out, too. We all do it.
Oh, yeah.
Being an a-hole protects you.
But just like castle walls protect a castle, well, they also keep other things that are good from coming in.
Like what?
I mean, I know there's got to be women out there that are caring, are nurturing.
Great. There's got to be a needle.
Awesome.
There's got to be a needle in a haystack. So why don't you spend
where are they?
Why don't you spend this summer? I'm going to give you a big haystack. I'm going to stick a needle in it. How about you come over here and start digging?
I think that's what every guy on this planet's been trying to do since day one.
Well, they're stupid. They're stupid because these women are few and far between. You are better off pumping and dumping.
Pumping and dumping.
Yes.
Well, that sounds like your MySpace theory.
In what way?
Well, okay. To me, it's like MySpace. Yeah, I don't have a MySpace page, but my kids do, and I watch that very carefully so they don't get a bunch of crap on it. But any idiot can jump on MySpace. But if I want someone to talk to me, they talk to me through my email. And only the idiots that I want to talk to me are the ones that talk to me through the email. And so I have total control. But if I want to look for a needle in a haystack, that's like the whole MySpace and dating.
It has nothing to do with that.
Or TV crap.
What are you talking about?
You don't have no control.
Pal, you have total control once you realize that you don't give a rat's ass about any of these females. They are sperm depositories.
But what if you're looking?
You think that's funny?
Yeah.
Why?
Man, if my mom knew that you were talking about sperm depositories, I'd be in trouble on Thanksgiving.
So this is all about your mom. This is all about the way you were raised. You see, that's what this is all about. You are bound by the way you were raised.
Well, I was raised to hold the door open, you know?
Yeah, well, how's that working for you? How'd that work out for you?
Well, I get a good laugh every time I hold the door open for somebody.
Yeah, how's that? How's your love life there, Peter, Mr. Door Holder?
Well, I'm 2 down. I don't want a third problem. I'm 2 ex-wives down. I don't want a third problem.
So it's time to stop holding the door open. It's time to stop with the chivalry.
Now, okay, all right. How about this? Give me an exact good reason why.
So that you don't get hurt.
But pain's part of life.
Pal.
I'm granted, I understand that.
Wait,
a whole bunch of pain,
I'll tell you what.
A whole bunch of pain is not deserved by anyone.
All right, I'll tell you what. I got a hammer. I'm going to hit you over the head with it.
Oh, wait.
Wait. You're going to tell me. You're going to tell me to stop. I'm going to say, well, pain is a part of life. I'm going to do it again, and then I do it again.
But that's a whole bunch of pain. I'd say a whole bunch of pain.
You think relationships aren't a whole bunch of pain? You think what you went through isn't a bunch of pain?
Oh, no. What I went through is a heck of a lot of pain.
Well, and you want more of it, don't you? Because it's part of life.
No, I wouldn't mind having the little pain, you know, but not that kind of pain.
Well, guess what? This is mostly what people are getting these days.
You know, but I run into a lot of people who've been married and happy for 50 years.
Guess what? That's because they got married 50 years ago, which you can't.
Well, it's true.
Times have changed.
So, okay, all right. If times have changed, and then, so we now have to deal with the fact that idiots now rule the world. What's going to happen to the future if all we have now are the idiots? I mean,
well, first of all, our problem is not worrying about the future of the world. Our problem is worrying about ourselves.
Yeah, but if we keep worrying about ourselves, there isn't going to be a future of the world.
Well, how are you helping the future of the world by being crapped on by women?
I don't know how to answer that question.
Yeah, well, because there's no good answer to that. You're not helping the world. And you're not doing this to help the world either. You're doing it because you're a sap. You were raised to be a sap.
I was raised to be a good dad.
Yeah, well, guess what? We're not talking about your parenting skills. We're talking about...
I got that, but see, as being single and having full custody of all my children, it's I guess it's tough to be both mom and dad.
Well, so what?
Well, yeah, so what? You're right.
So that means you should go through more pain?
No, I hate seeing their faces cry.
Yeah, well, guess what? That's where you're heading. Hang on a second here, Peter. Mike, what did you want to say to Peter?
Hey, Peter, I think Tom ought to give you a couple whacks on the head with a hammer for all of us, man. You sound like a dope sometimes, bro. Tell him you didn't ask him the right question, man. You never asked him if he was raised by his mother yet.
It's a good question. I suspect he was. Were you, Peter?
The first 9-10 years of my life, my mother and my father, then they got divorced, and I raised my 8 brothers and sisters.
There we go.
Myself.
That's why you were a pussy.
Exactly, Tom. Ask him when the last time. A long time ago.
No, that's not a problem, actually.
Anyways, Tom, when you swing at this guy, hit him a couple times for the rest of us. Our way.
Hey, pal. We can't use that word on the air in that context. We can't. But let me get Matt on here. Matt, what did you want to say to Peter? Hello.
Yeah, Peter, I just want to know how you think you're supposed to rise from the ash like a phoenix and then go back into the same crap that you have previously been in. What good does that, I mean, do you not learn anything, or?
No, I learned. I just don't want to have, I want to, after you, it's like what Tom said, you know, after you hit your hand with a hammer, you learn not to put your hand there, but you still have to get the job done. You still have to hammer that nail into the board. You just learn to keep your hand out of the way.
Yeah, but you get your hand hurt by getting married and getting wrapped up with women that are insane. Hump 'em and dump 'em, man.
You know, how many times in your life did you thought you fell in love?
Twice.
And what happened?
Well, the last time I was actually living with the girl, and then she moved out and had been seeing somebody else.
Okay.
And it was in my house, and I was a chump, man. Chump.
See, don't you crave for that small moment when the whole world seems cool? Because all of a sudden you have someone else that also feels like the whole world seems cool.
But I'm confident in myself now. I have self-esteem, and I don't need another person to be dependent on my cool moment.
I have self-esteem, and that's not a problem.
Well, I mean, why do you need somebody else to have your cool moment? I mean, you have kids. I can understand if kids would be involved in your cool moment or whatever, but
yeah, that's the biggest. It's the biggest issue. I mean, when you've got a 5-year-old that's crying and saying, you know, I wish I had a mom, and you're looking at him and it's like, you know, I raised you your whole entire life. Your mom as well.
Yeah,
your mom.
I mean, I can see that. My dad
I can't say anything bad about it. I can't say anything bad about her in front of his face.
I would get him to learn.
Oh no!
As quick as possible.
Would you want your mom? If someone were to come to you and tell you every single bad thing they possibly could about your mother to your face,
it's a different
how would that make you grow up and feel?
But I wouldn't care personally.
And there's a lot of people out there that would definitely say the opposite.
Well, I would agree with you, but I mean, you know, personally, no, it wouldn't bother me.
And you know, and I love my kids when they smile and they cheer, and sometimes you get back there, it's like, and the only moment you have in your life is when you sit there and you go, I'm alone.
Yeah, man. Wait, how many kids?
Being alone sometimes sucks.
How many kids did you have? I didn't catch that.
I got 5.
5. Wow, bro. That's a handful. I just wouldn't get wrapped up with another lady. I mean, personally, I would just date them. That's what you're going to do. But getting married would not be beneficial to you. Especially in the long run.
I don't think a woman's going to want to grab a guy with 5 kids anyway.
Well, hey, that's all the better for you because it doesn't seem like you're thinking clear right now.
Yeah, exactly right.
Tom Leykis. 1-800-5800-TOM. 1-800-5800-866.
Can you manipulate me into bed?
I don't have to. I just whip out my wallet.
I thought you don't pay for anything.
Oh, I wouldn't give you any money. I just show it to you.
Oh, you just show it to me.
I wouldn't give you a penny.
The Tom Leykis Show.
From Hollywood, the Tom Leykis Show. Are you with someone who has destroyed your soul? Do tell. Marley on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Well, I never thought I'd be ringing into your show to start off, and I'm not even sure I can hold my own with you because you kind of hoodwink members of people. But I think it's a terrible topic you have. Are you with somebody who destroyed your life? You know, too many people in society nowadays just blame everyone else for their own problems. Nobody takes onus or responsibility for what's going on in their own lives, and it's easy to point the finger. And, you know, that's...
What does that have to do with whether this is a good topic or not?
Well, do what?
I said, what does this have to do with whether this is a good topic or not?
That was just on. He's probably the most decent lad that I've ever heard.
And that's why he gets stepped on by bitches like you.
You don't know me. You can't say that.
I can tell by your attitude right out of the box you're a bitch.
I don't even date because I make my life about my children. So this isn't about me dating or having a man or not having a man or anything. I just so sick of fellas like you that it's so easy for you to put down other people to build yourself up.
I don't have to build myself up. I'm already a big deal. I don't need to be built up by putting others down.
Big deal, Tom.
Of course I am.
No, you're a slob in my eyes.
Well, I don't. Your eyes don't really count here. I'll look at my bank account and I'll see what kind of a big man I am.
Money doesn't make a man.
Oh, dear, yes it does.
No.
Sorry about that, darling. I don't know what country you come from, but in this country, money makes a big difference.
Listen, you're probably going to hang up on me anyways because you never like to hear the truth. But
oh, yeah, like you're telling the truth. Yeah, this has got to be the truth because you're saying it, right?
No, but I'm not the only one that's saying it. But listen, the likes of you that can't face your shortcomings, you're pissed off at the world, and it's so easy.
I am not pissed off at the world. You clearly are not a regular listener because not only am I not pissed off at the world.
So it's easy for you,
darling. I don't need to find a lady. I find a different lady anytime I need one, and then I kick them out the door.
Look, that's not meaningful. You have nothing meaningful.
I don't really care. It doesn't have to mean anything. It doesn't have to have any meaning.
But to call women just sperm depositories?
No.
You're just a slob.
Well, that's certainly what you are, aren't you?
No, you are.
So you're not? Well, how did you have children if you're not a sperm depository?
Look, I had children because I wanted them and they're gifts.
Well, and because you were, and the way you had them was you were a sperm depository.
Better.
But the fact is, you're a sperm depository. You may not like the way I say it, but you are definitely a sperm depository.
No, you are incorrect. I welcomed my children into my life.
It doesn't mean you weren't a sperm depostory.
I'm not a sperm depository.
Someone had to deposit sperm into you in order to get pregnant.
I chose to have them.
Or are you calling from the Roman Catholic Church? Are you the Virgin Mary calling in?
Catholic.
That's
got nothing to do with it.
Well, the only one who ever got the only one who had an immaculate conception was from the Catholic Church, dear.
Children, do you?
By design, darling.
Yeah, you're going to be a sad, lonely man one day.
Well, people love to say that, dear. You're not the first. But you know what? When you're a multi-millionaire, you're never alone. Never.
With a child, and to see things through children's eyes.
Dear, I have children in my life. I don't need to have one. I have a nephew who's 6.5 years old who's fantastic, and I've got a great relationship with him, but I didn't have to teach him how to wipe his ass. You see? I've got the best of all worlds.
But listen, love, there's something meaningful in teaching a child how to wipe his arse.
Well, if you really think so, then go ahead and keep doing it. But I certainly am not going to be one of those people.
You talked about money in your bank account. Do you not worry that women only sleep with you for your bloody money?
I couldn't care less because they don't get any of the money, so it really doesn't matter.
What purpose are you serving, Tom? Can you answer that? Because I really don't get you.
What purpose are you serving? Besides blathering on.
Blathering on. That's very good. That's an Irish word. Well on you. Listen, I just wanted to say I am ringing in support of that fella Peter's probably the first decent bloke I have heard in years.
Oh, yes. Another doormat that you could crap upon. Yes, I know.
No, that's not true. Because
oh, yes. Yes, it is.
No, because he
yes,
knows
it is.
What's important in life. And the
yes, letting women like you crap all over him. That's what's important in life. That's right. Letting women like you wipe your feet on them like a welcome mat. Yeah, that's what's important in life.
Listen, the only lads you have ringing into your show are fellas who broadcasting their conquest. Oh, look what hole I got last night, and look at who can I throw a leg over tonight. Nobody wants to hear that.
Guess what? This is not a show for women. This is a show for men. It's
a place where men try to make themselves feel better because they can't face their own shortcomings. So it's easy.
Dear, we don't have shortcomings. We pump them and dump them is what we do on this program. We're very proud of it.
Listen, I've said me piece. I think you are so disgusting. I really do. And the only reason you're on me radio is by accident after Frosty High.
Why are you listening to such a disgusting show? You should just tune out immediately.
Well, I usually do, but I heard
you usually do. Well, if you usually do, how do you know who calls this show if you usually don't listen?
Because I was listening this morning.
No, but you said you usually don't listen. But you usually don't listen, so how would you know who usually calls in if you usually don't listen?
Oh, you know, I heard you say this to another woman, and you tried to...
And it's the same thing. It's the same thing. Another person who pretends that she's not a listener, but she really is. You listen all the time.
You just put around.
You listen all the time. All the time.
You don't know how to have a proper conversation because you...
Dear, this is not NPR. This is not the BBC here. You know what I'm saying? This is America. God bless America. God bless America. You know, if you don't like radio here, go back wherever you came from, darling, because in this country, this is how radio works.
In this country. God, yes. You're a piece of work, Thomas. Listen, the best to you, love. Mind yourself.
Another goddamn foreigner. Those goddamn foreigners. All those foreigners coming in here and taking away jobs from American callers. Unbelievable. How about all those morons? All those morons who want to keep the Mexicans out? Come on. There's a much bigger immigration problem than that. Holy cow. Ted, what did you want to say here? Ted?
That's what I'm saying.
What?
If women are sperm repositories...
Not repositories, dear. Depositories.
Repository, depository.
No, well, they're two different words. Look them up. Dear, if you would ever read a dictionary, you would know the difference between those two words.
Okay, Mr.
But you won't.
But know that if your opinion of
I'm Mr. Literate. In this call, just call me... In this call, just call me Mr. Literate, darling, because that's what I am.
That's what you do. That's what you are, isn't it? You have no brain, and
have no
purpose.
Well, let's put it this way. I figured out how to make a 7-figure income getting morons and degenerates like you to call in here and talk to me for no compensation. Who's stupid here?
Too,
sure you do.
I'm an actual good
sure you do.
person.
Sure you do.
If you have a 6-year-old nephew, God save him.
Yes, I do, and I'm raising him right.
God save him.
I'm raising him right.
Because you know what? If you emphasize what women are in your opinion of him, what is he going to grow up to be?
He's getting all the information he needs.
Hopefully not from you, sir.
Oh, yes, he is. Oh, no, yes, he is.
Because if he is, God save him.
His Uncle Tom calls him on his cell phone all the time and talks to him personally.
Yes, he do.
I've got his phone number right here. He's 6'9". He's got a cell phone.
And so your nephew is going to...
I can get information right to him.
You have a fat bank account.
I don't care why he admires me.
And skanks for women.
And guess what? I hope he's going to have his own little harem when he grows up.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. You ain't going to get a woman like me, bud. Because
why would I want a woman like you with a big mouth?
I'm not a bitch.
With a big mouth? Oh, listen to you. With a big mouth like you have? Are you kidding? Why would I want a woman like you?
You better believe it. Sicilian, baby.
Who wants that? Oh, please. Oh, give me a break.
At mid-40, I'm still getting it.
Oh, see, mid-40s. There you go. Wait, you're still getting it from who?
25 years of marriage.
Oh, that's wonderful. That's very nice.
And you know what? I've never been referred to as a...
Twice now, and I still don't understand the point of repeating yourself.
Because if you want to devalue women by saying they're sperm depositories...
Darling, I have no problem telling you that...
By saying men, in general, certain the...
I really don't care. I'm not... You know, if you want to tell people that all I'm good for is effing them, that's the reputation I want to burnish. I want to continue to make sure that people understand that is what I am. I go out there and I get laid. I get the hottest chicks. I don't give them my money.
That. I seriously doubt that.
People have seen me in public.
If they're hot on the outside, they're stink on the inside if they're doing you.
People who've seen me in public know the truth.
Come on. You got to know that you ain't that good.
Darling, money, power, and fame does amazing things.
Trust me, sir. I'm a millionaire. I know what money brings.
Yes, you're a millionaire. Sure you are. Your husband's a millionaire, and you got your name on his bank account.
It's money.
That's how you do it. You got money by injection.
No, I got money by good investment.
You got the Stromboli injected. That's how you got the money.
No, but I got big balls, and I'm here to tell you that
I'll bet you do. I'll bet you do. I'll bet you do. When are you going to have the operation to make it permanent?
I'm so sad for you, but I know this is all for, the show, this, that, and the other.
Yes.
But there's no way on God's green earth that you can be happy with yourself.
Are you kidding? Again, with the mouth, you can't use language like that on the air.
Oh, I forgot.
I mean, you understand, this is not my rule. This is the federal government we're talking about. This is a radio show.
My apologies for that, but no.
You can't do that.
You got to pull your head
And if you had any intellect at all, you could speak without using obscenities. I've spoken to you for 4.5 minutes now. I haven't used one obscenity on you.
I'm not. I'm just a sperm depository.
Yes, you're a sperm depository, but there's nothing obscene about that. It's just a fact.
Yeah. I'm more than that. Much, much more than that.
But that is certainly one of the things you are.
Actually, no. I have a vagina.
So you have no children.
Sperm, but it's not a sperm.
Well, doesn't somebody deposit it in there?
It's a freeway. Let's just call it that.
It's a sperm. All right, you're a sperm freeway.
Sperm freeway. I like that better.
Where on the street is you're the hollowed tunnel, but that's beside the point.
You're a nut. You know what? I just found you today, and I've been laughing all day.
There you go. You see, you'll continue listening.
I'll continue listening only because you're a crack-up.
Yes.
You can't.
And because
of be for real.
No, you know why you'll keep listening? Because of that Dago answers the phone. That's why you're going to keep listening.
Yeah, because I could cuss you out in my car when I'm driving home.
Well, you want to talk obscene? Call that Dago Dino over there, the screener, and the two of you can curse in Italian at each other. It'll be very exciting.
What's in words? Nothing. What's in words?
Well, for me, a 7-figure income. How about you?
Are you Jewish? I mean, all you're concerned about is
I'm not.
Figure income.
No, I'm not. I am not Jewish. And by the way, there's a little profiling there. That's great. Are you Jewish? You care so much about money.
Yeah, it's the statistics. It's
a statistic.
You hate to stereotype, but it's present.
Are you greasy? Do you have hairy underarms?
Sometimes, yeah.
Really? You have hairy pits?
What time of night?
Just had to check. Tom@blowmeuptom.com is the email.
The Tom Leykis Show.